good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford, on the show this evening. As the one and only Southside and the legend. That's the legend. That is Stevie. How are we doing, gentlemen?
How you, Ox? How's the other half of the dream team, Southside?
Aye, good to morning with you, big man, and good evening, Ox, and good evening to all the Rangers fans listening in this evening.
How are you, Biggie, all right?
You know me, you always get me the one way, proactive and ready to go.
You missed out the word athletic, mate.
That's me you're talking about.
Sorry. How's the Keep Fit campaign going, Biggie?
Brilliant, mate. Yoga in the morning, onto the bran flakes and bananas, and I've also cycled the furthest ever. I've done 102 miles a day on that bike.
All right, have you took the stabilisers off yet?
There's never any stabilisers on it. I told you I had racing tyres, didn't I?
Have you seen the lycra shorts he's got, Biggie?
Unreal, by the way. Anyone, does that know what to say?
I'll be right.
Chamois leather seat.
Can I just say, I'm also on a diet, but I can't help it that my feet keep taking me into the chippy.
I think we ought to discuss, before we move on and be serious, I think we ought to discuss my Gers and Pies. Have you heard that one, Southside?
There's big Rangers might be bringing a new initiative, I believe.
Well, I think somebody's pushing for it.
Mm.
No comments, Big Stevie, no?
No comment, no.
Okay, then. Not the first time you've said that, is it?
Followed by my lord.
Right, okay, we've not spoke to you two gentlemen since the weekend. I'll get your take on it then on my own. I've got a wee bit of trivia for you two gentlemen, Mr. and Mr. Rangers.
Oh, God, here, this is out of order, you.
Yeah, well, forearms, no forewarned. It's a good gene. Right, okay. Stevie, get your thoughts, and you're quite a fair man, and so give your thoughts on Sunday episode.
I think Mr. Beale maybe have took them a wee bit lightly. He made too many changes in the team, I think. The game, first half, absolutely woeful. Woeful, not a shot in target, were absolutely broke. The penalty that they got, it's never a penalty kick. We get into the second half, we gets gone, we gets a goal, big Kolach, good bit of work we're asking. Header with Kolach, down and into the ground, that's how you do it, down half a ground and in. Good header with a big man. Doesn't look 100% fit, me add. And then and then we get the penalty, which again I'm going to state it was never a penalty kick. I think it was a case of even the score up. The Stramash with Tillman at the game, my first thoughts were, why are we letting them do us? There's not that team for the other end of the city would never let anybody do this to them. Why are we doing this? Right, I know it doesn't matter about them and all the rest of it, but it's just the way it's the way we all think at times, right? For me, at the game, I was annoyed about it, but when I seen the full picture, it all comes to the front. The boy Tillman's lying down injured. He doesn't see we've kicked the ball out. By the time he gets up, they've took a throw. Boys took a bad touch. Tillman's nicked in and get the ball, thinking, there's nothing wrong here. And by the way, he didn't have Skinner cutting him, the keeper, outrun the keeper as if he was there. That's how you do it. And his feet work for the goal was absolutely fantastic. Then they lose their rag, natural reaction. They shove Tillman to the ground, which is, listen, you raise your horns like that. If you shove somebody in the taxi rank down to the flare, you're jailed. The bottom line is, the stamp in the first instance, the boy could have been sent off, and then the shove, nothing was said about any of it. But the boy Tillman innocently didn't realise what had happened. And for me, Rangers done the right thing. Mr. Beale spoke to the captain, they had a chat about it, and they done the right thing. if anybody asked me tonight, the silliest question on the planet, would we have done it if it was Celtic? Would I want them to do it? Certainly not. I wouldn't have wanted them to do it. But it was the right thing to do. And it still would be the right thing to do, even if it was them or not. We're different for them, and that's what makes us different. We're better people. It's plain as simple as that. But the game in a whole, we got there in the end, 3-2. I thought the Jags done themselves proud. Their wee crowd that came, they done themselves proud as well. Apart from a couple of wee bits and bobs that we're singing about, but they done themselves proud. And I can't believe Ian McCall get the sack when they played that well. But we're through into the next round, and we're happy days. For me, great crowd again, absolutely fantastic numbers turned up for that cup tie at Ibrox again, and I'm just happy we're in the next round.
All right, now you've had time to reflect, Southside. How do you see it? I spoke to you after the match, and there was a bit of emotion flying about, but you've calmed down a bit. How do you see it now, mate?
I don't like seeing it getting done, but I probably, when I seen it back and looked at the whole lot of it, then at the time I spoke to a few people that were at the game, and they were the same as me. We were raging. We were letting them walk up the park, but to look at the whole picture and remember everything and see it all, it was probably the right decision. I know it gives us the bonus points. It's the right thing to do. Standards at the club. I get that. And I do agree with what Stevie said. Tillman had no part in it. He didn't realise what was happening. My argument was, if they want to give you the ball back, then they should fling the ball down the line. Should have spoke to your captain and said, right, we're going to fling the ball down the line and you can get it. But see, in my own opinion, Ox, I'm sick and tired of all this nonsense about there's a player doing kick the ball at the park. I think, in my opinion, I'd like the Rangers to come out, captain, club, whatever, make a statement and say, see, going forward from now on, we're kicking the ball out for nobody. We will stop the play when the referee blows his whistle. You do see players go up for balls, they've not got a head injury, they lie down, some of them even had a look about and see a team breaking, and then they start waving the horn about and head injury and the play gets stopped, or the other team kicked the ball out. If we hadn't kicked the ball out the park, then that wouldn't have happened.
I don't. It's not one easily solved. Maybe in the rugby, you need to go off and get checked.
You could. You could even do wee bits and bobs. You could even have a physio running on as the game's going on and actually look at them. But I think it was just the delay. I think it's right, the stamp on them. I think they should have looked at it. And if they did, then I think it's disgraceful that the boy was allowed to get no punishment. But I just think going forward, if it was me and my club, our club, I think we should make a statement and say we're not putting the ball out for anybody. I mean, we watched Rangers for many a year. Players lay injured in the park, you carried on. If it's serious and it's a head knock, I get it. Stop the play, get somebody on. Players know on the park, and they also know when people are kidding on. But we did kick the ball out, and I think we should have played on. That's just my opinion.
All right. What did you make of the selection and the performance, Southside?
I thought it was a bit disjointed. Heading down to Ibrox, I was quite excited when I thought Cantwell, Tillman, Hadji. Hadji looked a good bit off it. I think.
He wasn't originally playing. Lowry was playing and got injured in the warm-up.
Oh, did he? I didn't even know that. So I thought it was just about getting some minutes and fitness into some of them. I think Kolak was the same. Get some good minutes into him. Thought Raskin and Tillman were the two best players that we had on the day.
Yeah.
I thought Raskin even looked fitter than some of the players that we've got now. His wee bursts going near the halfway line. The way you can dink that ball left or right to the wings, always looking to pass it forward. And I think it was a really good performance for him. And I think he's a stick on going forward, though. So I think he's got to play.
Where do we play Raskin, Tillman and Cantwell? How do we get the three in the team?
It'll depend on what type of formation you're going to play, but if you're sticking to the 4-2-3-1, is that what you're going to say?
It doesn't look as if he's going to change for that, do you?
Nah. I think Tillman should play. Raskin plays in the middle beside Jack or Lindstrom, one or the other. And I think, Cantwell, I think they'll all have to fight for a place, Ox. There might no be room to play the three of them. You might not get to play Cantwell, Tillman. So you're talking about just playing Cantwell and Tillman in midfield?
But Cantwell, Tillman and Raskin.
Well, Raskin plays Raskin's in the middle straight away with one other, either Lundstrom or Jack for me. And then Cantwell, I think Tillman plays that. It's between Cantwell and probably Ryan Kent to fight out for that position, maybe.
All right, okay. How do you see it, Stevie?
I'm going to be honest. I really don't know. I don't know, but you're no buying Raskin and Cantwell to leave them on the bench. Definitely no. I think the manager will have some sort of rotation in mind. That depends who we're coming up to play against, and that he'll rest certain players for different games and stuff. It's the only way you're going to keep players happy. I mean, they all can't go on the pitch. No, look, he basically wants two for each area apart, doesn't he? And he's got to have a major sore head when that full squad's back again. I said this last week when, Hadji will get back to fitness and all these guys are going to be fighting for a place. He's going to end up with a really sore head. I'm just glad that you've got these 5 subs. And it's, what is it, 5?
Aye. That's one after 4 and the one below 6, aye.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's just a good thing that the squad can sit there and be big. There's plenty of changes he can make, just depending on. You seen how he took off the boy with a blonde tail there on Saturday. I don't think he was having a particular good game, to be perfectly honest, but he took him off and changed it up a bit, and you could see a wee bit of difference. And Kent came on. I know Southside maybe disagree with that, but I thought that Kent had no bad game. We looked a better team with Kent, to be perfectly honest. So
remember that Kent replaced Hadji.
Aye.
Let's say, apart from one wee move, was pretty anonymous, Southside.
Aye,
he was. I think he's got to, once he gets the team set, it is a hard one because we looked at that against Partick Thistle. If you probably took Hadji out the equation on Sunday, and you probably had, and if you put Kent in there, say, I know you're starting with Lowry, so there was obviously a position that Lowry maybe was going to go on the right, do you think? Do you think that would have been a possibility?
Looking at that, it would have been the exact same. Hadji would have been on the bench and Lowry would have been in.
Aye, so he would have been floating about same as a ball player. We just looked a bit disjointed. We didn't look as if we had a settled. We got players on the ball and they just seemed to make wee passes without anything really happening. We didn't even have a shot in goal in the first half.
No.
It was pretty poor, to be honest.
Aye.
That was my concern with that incident. Excuse me, Stevie, that sort of massed out and became the big talking point, and we never really debated. People are it's hiding how poor we actually were.
Oh, we were woeful. Let's not get away from it. I thought we Partick Thistle came out of a game plan, but my God, that first half, we didn't look as if we played together. We couldn't do the simple things, pass the ball 10 yards. It was horrible. It was a horrible, horrible watch. And I'll tell you, when he tidied that up and tidied it up quick, you get a cup final coming up, you're wanting to get into it with a bit of rhythm and a wee bit of swagger. And I just don't see it. I just don't see it now, But look, they come out and they got us through the cup. You've got to say, I know we keep saying points over performance, but listen, I'll take us beating them 3-2 in the cup final and no play well all day long. You know what I mean? But it has to be better. Southside was saying there, not one shot on target in that first half. Come on, there are 50,000 people there. They weren't entertained. You know what I mean? Well, no, we want to win. We weren't entertained as well. And he's totally right. Tillman and the boy Raskin, they were the best 2 players in the park. That was my pick as well.
Aye, I get it. Right, a wee bit of trivial for you two. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing too hard. Nothing too hard. Or maybe Davey will come on and phone in and give you a tough one. Right.
That was brilliant last way. Davey, if you're listening, you know Big Stevie off his couch. I was howling last night, so I was.
I heard that and all, and I was rolling about laughing. I could even remember that one. I thought, if I could even remember that, his day chance,
Oh,
I'll definitely know it.
This is a who are you? A who are you, yeah?
right.
All right. So I'll give you clues and you can have a guess each, yeah?
Right.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Can we not just eat together?
No.
Right, I'm going first.
All right. If you have a guess, you'll not get it with the first few clues, right? Here's the first clue, right? I played for Rangers in 3 decades.
Dear. 3 decades. So he's got to be a long server, huh?
Well
Go
done.
for John. We'll put 3 decades. We'll go John Gregg.
Did John Gregg play in 3 decades, Southside?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Elton was.
Hey, he's an R clue.
Oh, it's Big Stevie now. He's got to come in. He's buzzed in there. Universal
Right.
Challenge.
Well, we'll go for Mr. Waddle, no?
No.
I remember.
No. Right, okay. That's your first clue.
Right.
Right, okay. I played over 250 games. Stevie?
No, no for me, no. No got a clue. That doesn't help me, innit?
No. Southside?
Oh, 250 games. Nah, keep going.
Got another clue. Never booked, never sent off.
Never booked.
On the south side.
Oh, man, I have heard of this one. I remember hearing that before.
Never booked is ringing a bell.
I know.
Never.
My head's Friday night and he's asking the trivias. No, keep going. Oh, no. We're nearly at the end of this, right?
He scored a total of 12 goals, of which 10 were penalties.
Penalties. Who was a wee South African? Oh, come on, Stevie. Who was a wee South African? He was a penalty taker. Oh, Hubbard, was it? Hubbard, Johnny Hubbard?
No, he scored a lot more than that, mate.
Did he? Aye. Right, okay.
Southside.
So 3 decades, Stevie, man. That's one that's for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, 50 games. I know. Is he a defender? He's a clue. Make you your name.
I'll give you a clue then. He was a defender.
Captain. I've not got a clue. I've still not got a clue.
No, okay.
No.
Okay. Right, let me see. Let me see if I can help you. He left our club to join Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. No. 250 games, 3 decades, defender, scored 12 penalties. I have to go to Crystal Palace. Oh, No, for me, Southside, you're out.
Aye, we say Crystal Palace. I was thinking, aye, well, Joe Aribo went there. We never played for 3 decades.
Right, okay. The guy he played the most games with. There's 2 people who played the most games with equal. One of them is the greatest ever Ranger.
That's John Gregg. John Davis. No. Right, the greatest ever Rangers, John Gregg. So he's played with him. The same team as him.
Yep.
Sandy Jarton? No. Was it? Sandy?
No. Scored a lot more than 12.
No.
I was going to say that. Penalties, you said. Was it no? 12 goals?
10 penalties.
Right, all right.
Oh, no.
I'm lost.
No, get in. You're just making a mockery as now, but get in.
Okay.
Are we getting another clue?
Aye, I'll give you a clue. Fullback was his preferred position.
I could see Fox's finger now going bzz, 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 bzz,
Fox
bzz.
hasn't got it.
Oh.
No.
Bridgman would have got a set of trap of a hat, wouldn't he? Of an old bear. Anyway, fullback was his favourite preferred position.
Colin Jackson.
No bad effort, Southside. Yeah.
Right.
No bad effort, but
No,
no.
wrong. That's usual.
He played under 3 managers. Yes. The last one being Willie Waddle.
What? The last one's Willie Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
So he played under Scott Syme.
Mm-hmm. 3 managers.
Aye, Scott Syme being one.
Scott Simon.
Aye.
Fox hasn't got it yet near him.
Oh, man. That's back behind me. Because I kept that one for Bridge. I think I was just getting thought about this time.
What's they thought about this time?
Aye, what's they thought about maybe planning for the future?
Come on, man. Right, who did Greg play with? Right, Colin Jackson. He played with... Am I right in saying Dave Smith? No, did he play with Dave Smith, did he?
3 decades. 3 decades.
Aye. Honestly, I'm still near the Windsor. Right, can you tell us where he's from? Even where he was at the end?
He was born in Falkirk.
Falkirk.
Right, here's a big clue. You ready? It's the same name as a player that played for them.
Proven. David Proven. David
Correct.
Proven.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's going to be Proven or McAdam, wouldn't it?
Aye.
Well, the 2 brothers have to get the same names, have they?
Oh, Proven. Aye.
You said played for them.
Aye. Exact same name. There we go. You better tell me. It's quite difficult, huh? 3 decades. How many done that? Huh?
I got it in 7.
Stephen Davis did that. He's done that, hasn't he? Alan McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Super Sally.
No, I don't think so, mate.
No.
No, 3 different decades.
90s. Aye, did he? No.
Just a wee bit of trivia. Right, we'll get the phone lines open, yes?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Sandy Jardine, Alan McDonald, Billy Johnson, Alan McGregor, Stephen Davis. Not that many played in 3 decades, I don't think, Southsider.
No, doesn't sound like the way you were rhyming them off. Look at the calibre of some of the players there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been joined by James from Tennessee. Evening, James.
My favourite.
Oh, Stevie, thank you very much.
Yes.
Stevie,
Yes.
Felix
How are you?
Dia de la Amistad. Gracias por si amigo.
Oh!
Adelante.
Have you been getting down south by any chance?
I went to Mexico City. Brilliant place for a holiday, by the way. Really good.
Aye.
Yeah. So I was practicing my Spanish. I'm getting a bit better, but not fantastic. No blow my own trumpet. Nice to speak to you again, Oxjay.
Yeah, good to see you, Biggin. Yeah, how are you?
Very good. And Southside as well. Yeah. The reason I'm coming over, by the way, and a bit of trivia. Who was there from Tennessee last year at your event?
James from Tennessee.
And James is coming again, so I was wanting a ticket for this dinner dance. I'll not maybe go to the dance right unless I meet someone, but just I'd like to go to the dinner. Is there any chance of getting a ticket, Oxjay, please?
Oh, what do you think, boys?
Well, it's a yes from me. If it's the X Factor, it's a yes from me.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the.
I'm
It's one of the. That's one of the.
no, so Southside, it's up to you.
That's what. That's a like it or no like it, innit?
Mucho.
James, are you making that you travelling all the way from Tennessee to come over here?
Yeah.
Right, well, the answer's no then, because I'm mad.
That's ridiculous.
How many majors points have you got, James?
None.
Oh.
I've known my jails. I took shares in Rangers right enough.
Yes, James, I'm sure we'll contact you. That'll not be an issue, mate, yeah?
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy. But the Rangers...
Stevie, you need to squeeze up.
Who am I sitting beside?
Albert will look after you.
Albert was alive. Albert was really nice. And his wife the last time. Wonderful, wonderful people.
Albert just messaged me and said he's looking forward to it.
Huh? And I'll have a nice drink of lemonade. I'm looking forward to that. And so I'm coming over. My sister's not been too well, but I was coming over anyway. So I'm going to the game on the Legends game. I'll be there so as well. But I'll speak to you on the Saturday. And where's it being held? Is it Partick Halls?
Partick, Arbury Street Halls in Partick, yeah.
Partick what?
Arbury Street. We'll send you the details, James, yeah?
Yeah, good. About the Rangers, I think they were right to do what they're going to do. And we should I think we should move on from that situation. But I phoned in about a month ago. I gave you a very good player called Ricky Pig in Spanish. He plays for LA Galaxy, a midfield player. You get him for about $6 million. He's a good player, by the way. I saw him against Nashville. But I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Be good to have a chat with you. Sorry I can't bring any more fridge magnets. I spent too much.
James, just bring the one then.
I'll give you mine.
Southside likes a fridge magnet, mate.
Okay, I'll bring you one. I'll give you mine that's hanging on the fridge. I think I promised Fox right enough. I'll see if I can get one for Fox, because after he said that yesterday, James Tavernier broke my heart after the other day. I had to get rid of him a long time ago, you know me. But but I just wanted to phone up and ask for a ticket and just mention a few things about the Rangers. But I'm going to coach now. I was going to say Big Al's really on it this weather, being rather nasty. No, I shouldn't say it. He's a nice guy. He'll probably phone in. He said I was dead at one time. That was ridiculous. Do you not censor some people in your show and pull the plug on them?
Sorry, you're breaking up there, James.
Big Al says you were dead.
Yeah, he said, I didn't phone in for about 4 months. He said, I thought you were dead. No, well, but I mean, yeah, it wasn't. You should always be kind to every caller and be nice to them, like I am. Be kind and nice. Be Christian-like.
I try my best, but it's not always possible.
I hear what you say, people. You're very kind. Just be kind to them all. They're all phoning into a great show. It's the best show in Scotland, Rangers Radio, and they're nice people. And always be kind. But anyway, I better go anyway because I've got to get ready. But okay, so take care, everyone. Any last words?
Yes, James, I'll tell you something right now. I've been trying to get through to Albert, and he's on the phone to Interpol. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, no. But
how's the singing going, James?
Very good, actually. Very, 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 very good. Really, really nice. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Oh, man.
What a guy, yeah. Does it on demand.
Yeah, I'm getting my talents. I'm trying to improve my talents in this. I have Spanish guitar lessons. But still to catch up with Paul.
I can't talk.
What'd you say?
He said your singing's coming along magical.
I know. He said it was bad. I get the worst fault. Remember the Norwegian guy beat me, the guy from Norway? Well, the Norwegian Rangers supporter. He beat me. I was last. No, you gave it to...
Well, you know what you say, if you're last, you've got to strive to be the best, James. And
yeah,
it sounds like you're coming along just magically.
Listen, your guitar playing's all right. Your singing's still as bad as ever, James.
Oh no! Mañana!
James. What? Maybe if you bring your guitar, I'll bring my flute. We could be the new Foster and Allen.
Okay. But I better go anyway. And
great to hear from you, mate. Great to hear from you.
And Blue Star, just a thing, Blue Star does a great job looking after his mother. What a good example he is, by the way. Okay, take care. Come on, the Rangers. Bye.
Wait a minute, James. Wait a minute. Somebody wants to. Wait a minute. Something's happening. Fox has got a message for you. Just 1 minute, mate.
Yeah.
Listen, I do my bit as well. I look after these two older guys, you know.
I know you do. You try. You're getting better.
Oh, James, you've the idea the background reports I had to go day to get onto this show. So,
hello, James. It's good to hear you're still alive. I'm taking time out of my busy schedule here. No. You wait a minute here, sir. Don't be coming on and giving me tight to me. All right, you're an old man. You're an old man. You've not got long to go.
No.
You know that yourself because you're singing like a dead man. That was honking. Right, all the best, James. You look after yourself, and I hope we never meet in a dark alley.
Come on, Australia! Australia! We love Australia!
No problem, big man. It's good to hear your voice. It's good to see you're still in fine fell. Look, I'm at the train station here trying to catch the train to the airport, so there's a bit of background noise. I won't keep these, but it's good to hear Right Said Fred's on there. Could you just give us a wee song? Used to.
What you do? You fleeing the fugitive, aye?
I'm finished marinara. I'm heading back to site. I can't tell you exactly where I'm on, but who's that coming? Right, okay. No, excellent show again, man. Great. It's good to hear,
Big
James.
Al. Big
Al. You keep yourself going, James. I'm always listening. Right, thanks again for taking my call. I need to go, man. I'm busy. Bye.
Again. Cheers.
Take care, boys. Take care.
See you later, Al.
Okay, I'm going to go. Take care, boys.
Over now, James.
Good to hear you, James. Good to hear you, mate.
Come on, the Rangers!
What a show. Rob Paris and Calamity and Jane on the one show.
We don't get anybody to govern our party, but we get them from Tennessee and Australia. Mental. Southside.
Brilliant, innit? Absolutely brilliant. Good to hear the big man on and all. But it's true, you don't get anybody phoning in really locally that often, you know. Like you say, Tennessee and Australia.
Brilliant. I know James's family for here. I know John Leach and that. And good Rangers background, all right, boys. But obviously James is a Christian now and he does a lot of good. So nothing wrong with that. Big Al's just, what can we say about Big Rolf Harris? He's nuts, isn't he, man? He's half his jump.
Remember the day we met him? Big Al suits him, didn't it? It's a name that suits him, Stevie.
3 pints on. Aye. I was worried, Docs. I was worried. See, when I seen him outside that Georgie Square and they were shouting, who's Big Stevie? I was looking up at him going, oh no, what have I done? What's he wanting? Oh, dearie me. Aye, big lump of a lad. And I liked his sweatshirt he had on. It was Versace with a Y. He must have been embarrassed. Aye, brilliant.
What a gentleman.
Aye.
After I bumped into him and we had a few in the city, and then I met him the next day at the match and all, so it was good to catch up with Big Al. Yeah. Aye. I'm in shock. Seriously.
It was good when we met James and all. I was only disappointed I turned up a bit later and they had named fridge magnets left. He gave them all away. So I said, bring one with you. But they're passionate and all. And Jim's always phoned up. James has always phoned up. He was screaming, James. James has always phoned up and gave his players to look at and say that they'd be good for Rangers. And Big Al phones in with a passion all the time, doesn't he? And supports the Rangers from afar.
Can I suggest something? I suggest we call James the Lone Ranger. He was singing about a horse. He's no dude called James for Tennessee. It's a Lone Ranger for Tennessee. He was singing up. What was he singing about? A horse, wasn't it? Fucking brilliant.
Did you mention horses? Are you talking about betting?
Oh. Southside, it's coming.
How's there something happened? Have you missed something, Ox?
Oh, I was just asking if Stevie was getting into something.
Aye. Listen, I think that betting company 463 are after Southside. He's making them that much money.
They're 365, you mean?
Oh, sorry, that was my lodge number.
Oh dear.
All I can say is it can't fail this week. It really can't. We'll leave it at that.
It's easy to criticise when people don't put themselves out there big, and that's all I'm saying in your defence.
Aye, it's disappointing that it's no went my way yet, but it's no for the lack of trying.
Oh, you tried awful hard on Saturday, but you're getting beat early, that's the trouble.
I know. I think I should maybe just stick to... It's harder, I know. Well, it is harder, because in that bet over 2.5 goals, you need 18 goals in the games. It sounds a lot in 6 games, but I think I can get there quicker than I was naming 6 wins, to be honest. And I picked a draw out on Saturday.
Aye.
Aye, he did that, mate. But anyway, we'll keep going, mate. It's bound to stop 1 week, innit? Maybe.
Well, it's got to.
Right, what have you two made of Michael Beale so far? Now we've had him for a few months. Stevie?
Listen, I'm going to say, I've got to tell the truth here. When he signed, it was my choice. My choice was a big ginger-headed fella, would you call him? Oh, dear. Did South. He was my choice. And
Sean Dyche.
John Dyche and the wee guy for Livingston. That was my dream team. I wanted them. The wee guy for Livingston, no Scottish football, and Sean Dyche. Really, he's done a lot of good down there. I thought that would have been the better for us, but I must admit, since Beale's come in, I like the way he talks. I like the way he sizes his games up. He's got respect for opposition. He's, 13 games, 14 games, 13 wins and a draw, something like that. But say what you want, by anybody's standards, that is a great start. That is an absolute start for any man, any guy. So I've got to admit, he's grown on me. I like the guy, and if it continues like that, I'm delighted with him. Absolutely delighted. And, so I can't really speak highly enough of the guy. I actually thought the way he even spoke about what he'd done there with Partick Thistle, this club's got standards and everything else. I know you're going to get people unhappy with that. I know you're going to get the staunch meter bears that'll be on giving it this and that and the next thing. The boy's got a bit of class about him. And let's be honest, he's took a lot of players that Seeds was done and made them into better players this season. Well, I mean, look at that team for when he took it with Gio to the new. They've got a lot more effort and endeavour in them, so they have a bit more guile in them, and they seem to be playing for him. So that'll do me. And overall, I think he's done a great job.
Southside?
I was surprised that Michael Beale got the job. I think when I'm looking at it now, I think the board probably looked at Michael Beale when I took him on for the reason being, I think he knew the team, he knew the squad, he knew the grounds, he knows everything about the club. Basically, cut it short. I think they recognise that he can make players better. I think they recognise that he can work with younger players and he develops them. So I think if we went for a manager that was looking to get a budget to spend, which obviously we didn't have, I think we looked at Michael Beale because he knows players between maybe in the ages of 19 to 22, 23, that's maybe no playing well at a club or at a club, and he just knows how to develop the player. And I think that's what I think that's what the club looked at in bringing him in. I think since he's come in, he's certainly done a great job so far. I think we've no hit that downward patch where when he is going to get tested and a couple of results don't go our way, everything now has been good and positive, which we wanted, but there will come a time, let's not kid ourselves, where we'll hit a skid patch and then we'll look at teams. I think Malky Mackay at the start when Ross County came, I think they set up against us and caused us a wee bit of problems. I thought the way they shut us down, we weren't as fluent at times. I think Partick Thistle done it, even though we made some changes, but we had a lot of ball players and flair players on the park, and I think his system made us look ordinary. So I think there's probably managers out there that will look at our style and see if there's ways they can combat it. I think we should be a wee bit more fluid, and we should have maybe two sort of styles that we should be able to adapt to. Because I think in time it might teams get to know the way you play. But it's all been positive, Vox. He's certainly got the players playing that weren't playing before. The attitude's obviously changed. He's brought a happier mentality to the club. And if you look at the results that he's brought us, it's been phenomenal for what we were watching 4 or 5 weeks before that World Cup break in that squad of players. And he's also got a great chance. And hopefully we're going to go in and win that League Cup, and that will just give the whole club a bounce. And then obviously I think people will believe in his methods, mate.
if you keep winning football matches, I think sometimes it's irrelevant how you play because, people walk away, the results don't matter, but we can see a bit of improvement. I don't think we've been fantastic week in, Stevie, but when you think of the Tynecastle performance and the drama at Aberdeen and how easy we won at Tannadice, I don't know if that happens. 2 out of the 3 happen without the change of manager. Because let's be honest, Giovanni went to Tynecastle and won quite easy at the start of the season as well, didn't he?
Aye, he did. Aye. Look, for me, look, you can see a big massive change for when Gio had it to the now. You can see the players are, Brian Jack looked a better player. Sakala just, he's just been lifted a new lease of life for Sakala since Beale came in. The good thing is, too, I think Beale, the two signings that Beale's made here, Cantwell and Raskin, obviously the jury's still out. The fella kicked a ball, but the two of them do look like good signings, and they're no projects. They're straight into the squad. So we've got to give him. He's only been there a wee while, and I know we can all say, but he's going to hit a bad patch maybe shortly or whatever. But tell me a manager out there will not hit a bad patch. Every manager at some point will hit a bad patch. The bottom line for me is he's had one window, he's brought in 2 players, a couple have went out. The bottom line for me is he's done a fantastic job. He came in to this point we're talking to now, I'm happy days with that. Put it this way, if we stay like that to the end of the season, winning, all right, it's maybe not been nice to the eye. That's got to improve for me a bit. You've got 50,000 people there. You can't get through halves without getting a shot on target. There's still stuff there it can improve. And I'm really looking forward to... You're asking us about Beale, and it's just funny there, because Rangers TV have got a 50-minute interview with the manager. It just got brought out before the show came on there. So I'm really looking forward to listening to that. He got a wee insight of what he's saying there. But look, it wasn't my choice. He's grew on me and he's grown on me. And I think he's done a great job. He really has. I like the way he talks. He shows a bit of class. He shows, but it reminds me sometimes the way Walter Smith will talk about the opposition. He never spoke badly about the opposition in his life, Walter Smith. He always had respect for. But, if you ruffled Walter Smith, you knew you were in a battle, and he was when he was talking, you were listening sort of thing, he was a figure of authority, Walter Smith, when he wanted to be. And I don't think Beale's got that mannerism in him, but just the respect, but the traditions of Rangers, I think the boy Beale's getting it. I think he's getting it. And I think he's starting to fall in love with the club.
I think winning games helps Southside. Winning games always helps. He's got after the best start any Rangers manager's ever had.
Aye, when I'm saying, I don't want Rangers ever to lose a game or go through a bad patch, but let's not kid ourselves. You go through a couple of games where you might drop a game and then you might draw. And it's how the 100%. manager reacts, and you're looking at the team and how they've been playing. And we've not been playing great, even although we're winning. But we know that he's got a style of play, and we will all see it evolve once we get more players in the summer and they get a chance to play, and they've got a far better level of fitness. So that's what I was meaning by that. Just as in we might hit a sticky patch, but
is that the saddest indictment in Gio and his staff? As much as we like Gio, let's be honest. Yeah, we did like Gio. We liked Gio the player, Gio the man. And he goes to Seville, so we'll always be fond of him. But is that a sad indictment of his coaching staff? Him and his coaching staff. But to us, who are men in the street, that our team just didn't look fit compared to last season when he didn't do the pre-season and inherited them. You were banging that drum quite early, Southside, and I let Stevie come in.
Aye, I did that. I thought the level of fitness had dropped. And I did say on here, as I've told you before, was in the company of somebody, and they said they were trained to the level of fitness to the style of play. So that was that. So any one of the players would probably say they would all say they weren't as fit as they had been, but for the style of play that he wanted, a defensive style, hold the ball, pass the ball, and then sort of you got the park at some point under him and you score. You could see a mile away the fitness. When it was the one thing when Steven Gerrard got the job, I didn't know who he'd bring as a backroom team, but when he got that job, the first thing I thought was, we will be fit. We weren't fit under Ali McCoist and that before. No, when he had it and Kashina and all that and the war before, I just thought he was a professional, world-class player and we were going to be fit, and it proved the point. For the whole time he was there, that team was amazingly fit. So I just thought at the start of the season, Stevie, like these were going to the games. The fitness was nowhere near it, wasn't it? No, I know the build-up was slower and the play was slower, but you could see in games when teams were attacking us, we looked like we were just didn't look fit enough. We weren't going. Maybe it could have been the style locks that we weren't bombing forward all the time as well, and we're playing that square balls and the wee passes and that. But the fitness we all agreed was miles off. And that obviously comes down to him and his backroom team and how he trained that team during that summer break before we restarted that season. And it looks bad on him, doesn't it? It does look bad.
Maybe we paid the heavy price for that Sunderland game when the lights went out, Stevie.
See what Southside's saying there? He's totally right. Gio trained to the level of fitness in which system they were playing. But the problem with Gio was he had that Dutch arrogance about him where he kept talking about his philosophy, and he wouldn't change it. I never seen any philosophy. I don't think the players were buying into what he was wanting to do, and I think that's where he kind of lost it a wee bit. And I wouldn't say all the players, but there are definitely some players there at down tools on him. And I think it was just because of probably the arrogance, the system he was wanting to play. And I think probably he lost the dressing room a fraction, a small fraction. I wouldn't say it was woeful. He's a nice guy, Gio, otherwise. We wish him all the best. We'll always remember the run he went on, but I think we've done the right thing. You know, this is giving Beale a chance to come in. He's got his first one day under his belt now. He's signed a couple of players. He'll play. If we continue to play the way we're playing at the end of the season, I'll be pretty happy we get another window again. And then we can maybe see some in Beale's philosophy for the start of next season. But 100% Southside is right. The level of fitness had dropped under Gio, 100%. And we're starting to see it coming back again a wee bit now. We're starting to look fitter again. Players are getting a wee lease of life again. And just let's see where it takes us.
All right, well, here's a question from the Fox. Does a good manager change tactics to suit the players, or change players to suit the tactics? Southside.
I think the majority of the managers that are in football or coming into football, I think they come in with a philosophy of how they want to play the game. And I think for their philosophy, they get players to suit their style. They don't change. I think they'll stick to their principles.
Mm-hmm. Stevie?
I think it may be a bit of both. You know, players should be able to adapt to certain systems. And he's going to buy, surely when the window open, if he's got a plan in his head, he's going to look for players to fit that system that he's got in his head, isn't he? So I think a wee mixture of both. I mean, a good manager should be able to change his tactics. The players should adapt no matter what. They should know they're professional players. They should be able to adapt. You know what I mean? But, I just think a wee mixture of both. A wee mixture of both, mate, for me. I think Beale's got it in him to change games. And I think he's got the playing staff there that he can use to change the games when he needs them to. So a wee mixture for me, I think.
Aye, I'm interested to see how it pans out. I'm just concerned, Southside, the way Scottish football is, and the want us to win, that these teams, if we're just playing a certain style every week, it's all right when it works, but when they'll set up to stop you, if you're going to just have the same setup, it becomes predictable and easy to stop. Not easy to play against, but easy to stop, because that's all they're interested in then.
Aye, I think it is that we're getting it on a weekly basis because the teams they don't want to come out and have a go for the whole of Scottish football. I think they have a go at each other now and again when they're playing, but when it comes to playing us and that, you see the 9 men basically behind the ball. 1 or 2 teams might come out sometimes, like Hearts, when they were at home, had come out and had a go at us. I think managers as well, also like you were saying there, Stevie, I think, see the minute they've got a philosophy and they're drumming it into you all the time as players, I think when you deviate from that and you change something, because maybe player power or something like that, I think that's the end of a manager. And if you change it, I think that's the way it is, Ox. And I think Michael Beale will stick to that system that he plays on, maybe tweak it slightly. Players, we've not played rigid like that, the way he sets the team out, so there is a bit of movement in between it, but I don't think he'd radically, if things weren't going well, say switch it, Ox, just because of that. And I think because we've got to break these teams down that are sitting tight in defences and try to stop you at all costs, we need to try and keep the flair players on the park, do we know?
So if at the moment then, if Alfie's on the bench and Cholak starts or vice versa, if you're bringing one of them on, the other one's always coming off?
Well, technically no. You shouldn't have to if you were going to play. I mean, if you're playing, it's all right saying we're playing the 3, but sometimes you've seen Tillman near enough up beside them at times, or you've seen Sakala popping up just off him and scoring and filling the box. Players have got licence to move, but we need a structure. That's all right when you're going forward. It's when we don't have the ball or we get it turned over. That's when you've got to have, these players have all got to get back and get into their positions and defend. And that's the thing, it's all right having all these flair players on the park, but they've got to work back after the ball, or when goal kicks are getting took, they've got to shape up. They've all got to know where they've got to be. That's the thing. And if you're going to put a lot of, I think that's what happened at Thistle. We looked at all the players that were ball players, but at the times when they hit the ball, we had players stuck out in wee positions, and they were playing wee balls into the middle of the park, and we didn't have it. Apart from Raskin in there, at times we looked a wee bit open. At times they could play 2 and 3 passes at times because too many of our ball players were further forward and didn't get back quick enough.
All right, we're going to talk about Tillman after the tune, if that's all right. You used to, gentlemen, yeah?
Aye, mate, aye.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, okay. Well, let's have a tune.
There is a team at Ibrox Way who wear the royal blue. They win by night, they win by day, with loyal hearts so true. Their fame is known in foreign lands, where they have won renown. Yes, Rangers process now demands a valiant victor's crown. Let Hearts and Celtic rise and fall, they have never got a clue, but brightly shines upon them all the poison royal blue. If you would gang take Copeland Road to see the lads in blue, you'll always find a welcome there for gods like me and you. The Rangers fans will chant their hymn, their battle cry proclaim. Oh, follow Rangers on, the cry will be the same. Let Hearts and Celtic rise and fall, they have never got a clue, but brightly shine
call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, come in. Give us a call, give us your thoughts. Malik Tillman. I think he's a guy who plays in the middle, either close to the two midfielders or near the striker. That's his position. People would maybe see as a number 10 south side. I get that. He's become a bit of a talisman for us.
He's been excellent. Look at his assists and his goals. I think he's starting to push now. I heard his interview that he done, and he seemed to say under previous manager we were more defensive, and now he's getting to attack. But I think you've got to remember that we're probably developing him as a football player. As he played about 35 games, I think, for us, round about that figure. It's round about that. So you can see him, you can see it weekly now where he's starting to show. He's got great balance, he's got great awareness, he's starting to get stronger. You can see he's chasing back and he's winning the ball, he's getting into tackles. So you can see Michael Beale certainly developing him and telling him what he wants from him in the Pacific positions. He's probably got a bit more freedom as well than what he had before. So I think he's enjoying it, and I think we're seeing the fruits of it, and I think he's intelligent, and I think, I said it on here the last time, I think he plays cup final against them, and I think this is his time, and I think this is him going to announce his sale to them. I think it's written there, mate, for him. He's just going to go out and absolutely kill it if he's picked, and I believe he'll play. And I think we can see that Malik Tillman's a great player, and I think the deal was about 5 million with the loan deal it was alluded to. I don't think it has to be a 5 million transfer. I think it was mentioned, but whatever the fee would be, I think if he's keen to stay and Bayern Munich are willing to let him come to us and give his first option, then I think it'd be a win-win for us, Ox, to be honest.
30 games he started, 6 as substitute, 9 goals, mate.
30 games, did you say he started?
30 started, 6 as substitutes, right. So 36 in total, so you won the 4 of them, mate.
Aye, you can see he's developing, and Michael Beale's a guy that develops players. Everybody talks highly about him. We could see that he made Ryan Jack and Glenn Kamara when he was there under Gerrard. He made them into a better players and other ones. So I think if his boy's keen to stay with us and wants to play for us, then I think we'd welcome him. And I think it'd be a great addition to our squad.
Stevie?
He's Malik, give Bayern Munich the dough. That's what I say, man. Brilliant player. Great feet, an eye for a pass. Just good with it, good in the air. Scored a few header goals. I just think the boy's different class for 20 years old. I want him to be a permanent bear. I really do. You can see he's coming. At first, all right, he looked a bit slow, but half the pace, but he's starting to get. We just spoke about the whole team, so the fitness is starting to get there, and I think he's adapting to Scottish football well now. He knows what it's all about, and I think you're only going to get good things from Malik Tillman.
Yeah. Aye, so the two, say the deal has X amount at the end of the season. Is it a yes or a no for you, Stevie?
Oh, it's a yes for me, definitely. The boy's class. I want him 100%. If we can get him in the summer for the £5 million or whatever that, well, that's the rumour that's a selling in it. If we want him, we've got to pay £5 million. So I would pay it for him. 20 years of age, American international, isn't he? So definitely, I'd definitely pay it.
So see.
So yes, for me, Ox, and the reason being as well, if a fee is £5 million, a lot of people think it's a lot of money. But if we'd brought him through our academy and he was producing what he's producing now, and you can see the talent in him, if somebody came and offered us £5 million, we'd probably chase him. So if that deal gets done and the boy obviously wants to come and play, that'll be the most important thing. It'll be done to the young boy himself. I'm sure he'll have plenty of other options as well. Will come on the table, and maybe Bayern Munich might want to keep him because they've seen how well that we've got him playing, and we're developing into a player ops. Let's not kid ourselves. They had him at an academy, but we're developing him. He was flung into the Champions League. You know, and that was a big step up from, as we've spoken here about Leon King playing in the Champions League, but we flung that boy into the Champions League as well, you know, and that had been totally new to him, you know, like he'd never been anywhere near that level, you know, so, but hopefully he'll continue the way he's gone, but I hope we pick him in the cup final because I think we're going to get a massive game out of him. I really do believe that.
All right, come and give your thoughts if you think that. If you've got a different thought on it, give us a call. 0141 356 1972. Yes, I think I would sign him. He surprised me, but maybe the previous subject we talked about with the lack of fitness, maybe that affected him also, Stevie.
Well, who says it didn't? But I just think when you come to Scottish football, players probably think he's an American, laid back. No, he's different culture, and he's playing in Germany where you get more time in the ball. Probably walk up at a halfway line without getting tackled in some of the games in Germany. And he's came to Scotland, Scottish football, where it's just smash and grab, no kick in and it moves. You know that's just the way your football is here. It's fast and there's nobody holding back. You know, and I think the boy took him a couple of games to really adapt to that, you know, and we're starting to see him now. We're starting to see what the boy could do. What a set of feet he's got, man. 20 years of age. See that ball that he got across for us to win 3-2 at Aberdeen? How does he get that ball across? So it's going to tell me that. Do you know what I'm talking about? That pass? He get that pass there for us to win 3-2. What a pass!
The cross went to the back post and was lovely. Lovely header done with the Aberdeen player.
Correct. That's it. It's a very fella. I don't think anybody else gets that ball out.
Aye, fair comment, mate. It's a good thing about him also, Southside, that he's an entertainer. He gets people off their seats.
He is. Oxy. I mean, when he goes running in the box, when I was sitting watching him on Saturday, where I sat, he got the ball at that side of the park, and he was just getting to the edge of the box, and I'm like, he's just waltzing by him here, and sure enough, he just skips by the ball, gets to the byline, puts a ball in, and unfortunately for us, it didn't come to anything, but it was a good ball into a good area. He's got great feet and balance. I think people were saying you're a bit like Michael Ballack. He didn't even know who he was, but I mean, he was a great player. And if you look up in similarities, he's just probably his height and all that, and how he played. But I just think he's got great movement. He's got good vision, and I think we're just teaching him the game, Ox, and he's developing. And up to now, you can see that he's getting in more positions. He's assisting now, and he's also scoring. And that's what we need in our team. And I think it's great. I think when he comes on the park, you're excited when he gets on the ball because you wonder what he's going to do. And you're hoping for him to go on the end of things, and he's learning to get into the box now and create and that. So it's all been positive. We're seeing a far better Malik Tillman. So it's Tillman time now, isn't it?
Aye. Do you agree with that, Stevie?
I agree with it 100%. Aye. I agree. I agreed with him last week also. I can remember what Southside says. People maybe not put him in against Celtic in the cup final, but I do. He's in the team for me. He's in 100% in the team for me. When that boy done a couple of cracking runs against the Thistle there, and I know people might say, it's Partick Thistle, but he was getting by players as if they weren't there. And for that goal, he takes the ball, the ball half the boy, leaves him flat in the ground, gives round the keeper as if he's not there. The player tries to get back in front of him. He drags the ball back, and then he just strokes it into the net. Absolutely no panic. Absolutely fantastic goal. And he done darting runs like that a couple of times where he beat 2 or 3 players and he was unlucky. And I just think we're starting to... You've still got the best to see you to Tillman for me. And he's only 20 years of age. Let's get the 5 million to get our bells. I hope I get a lottery one at the week. I hope I get a Super 6 up. I get 5 million quid if I get that up.
Oh, you've no chance of winning the lottery, if I'm being honest.
Hey, you're mate for you. All the old rabbit
That's
men.
it. Stick the boot in when you're done.
Aye. Aye. It's a yes for me, aye. You know, he's a guy that gets people off his seat. He's scoring goals. He's getting better. His work rate's improved. He's when he passes, it's improving as well. Southside, yeah.
Aye, Michael Beale, we've said probably like a number 10, and I think he alluded himself that he was more or less in there for a younger age, and you can see why at a Bayern Munich academy. But Michael Beale said he's seen him also as a number 8, and he thinks that's where he should be. So it looks like he's wanting me sort of maybe pick the ball up a bit deeper and go on the runs that we've seen Stevie there, you know, go and commit players, because that's what we need to do for midfield, you know. Arfield was the only one that ever done it. He ran into the box and got himself in. So you're wanting Tillman that's been doing that, but we need players that are going to create. And he's just got great vision and everything. He's a complete player. He's not a complete player, but you can see the ability that he's got, and you can see he's going to improve. And I just hope he wants to improve at Glasgow Rangers. And I think if we could get this cup win in a couple of weeks' time, get a bit of success for the boy, let him get his medal, get another one at the end of the season, and then hopefully maybe even add another one if we can cut this deficit and get into them. So he's got potentially a chance to pick up 3 medals before he leaves here or makes a decision, should I say, and hopefully get a wee bit of a taste of that and want more. And if he wants to come back, mate, it's a no-brainer. I think the Rangers support would think it's a great addition to the squad.
It's because he's such a good player, Stevie, that there's a concerted effort in the press now to blacken his name.
Listen, mate, Tillman was totally innocent of that whole thing. And just let me tell you, you know what the headlines will always be, and the propaganda by the press that's here in Scotland, you know. But listen, can I ask you a question? I gave the 2 years £5 million. Who else are you going to get that's came for a 20-year-old international that's got a good pedigree coming for Bayern Munich? Who else are you going to get for £5 million? Who are you going to sign?
If you give us £5 million, we'll not see you for a few weeks.
Just like that, how to spend that. I know what you're saying, Stevie. Let's be honest, we'd never heard of him. Nobody really had heard of the boy. So whoever brought him to the club, well done, obviously. But we can agree it was a project and a gamble, because the boy's got to come settle, new culture, come to play here, weather, everything else it goes with, because they all run out with a pair of gloves on, and seen them in training and with a stupid snood zone and all that, you know. But
that was in July.
But you know what it's like. It's a big move for the young boy, you know, and he's obviously he's at our club and we're seeing the benefits. And I think since Michael Beale's took over, he's been a big part as well of the success that we've only had one draw and the rest have all been wins, and he's been a big part of that, Ox.
Aye. Try before you buy. I think it works for you, and sometimes it doesn't. And I think in Tillman's case, it's certainly let us see this boy has really got something. And I think he could be a really special player for the Glasgow Rangers. 20 years of age. If we can get him to adapt to why he's progressing every game, we've got a cracker there.
The point that you made, Southside, are we too quick to judge the recruitment then?
No, well, you can only judge it as the players come in, and then you judge it that you want to see them on the park. And unfortunately for us, some of our recruitments didn't make it onto the park. So you're going to be critical, aren't you? It's all right in the long term when he gets fit and he comes on and he's playing and he's maybe in the team every week, and it's all right for somebody to go, well, there you go. But we needed him when we signed him to come in and playing on the park at that time. So, but Tillman, as I said, whoever managed to get him or however way we done it, it's certainly a good piece of business. It also shows Bayern Munich, I think, that we can get a player for them, we can develop them. If they chose not to give them and they actually want to keep them, then we'd maybe get another player in the future for Bayern Munich that we could get to our club. So that might work that way for us as well, that we take care of a player that they give and they see him develop. And they're obviously watching him as well and how and what he's doing. So it's a positive, isn't it?
Aye, that's a great point you make. Well, teams, if you like for us getting recruitment in a player, Stevie, would that help if you get a reputation of treating and developing players? It's got to help, innit?
Aye, 100%. Aye. It's just, listen, Southside had something there, I know. But nobody knew who Tillman was. We didn't know who Big Bassy was when he came, and look how that boy turned out. I don't know if he's doing secret now with Ajax. I've not had kept an eye on him. Once they leave Rangers, that's it for me. But listen, we've done all right of lately selling players, for decent money. Your Bones, guys like that, and the young boy that went to Everton. No, we've done no too bad. But I'm really, really excited at the fact that if we can get Tillman, we've got Rask and Cantwell, and we've got some decent players there, and we can get another window this summer and get some more young blood in there, we could be a real good team next season, a real good team. And when we get into the Champions League, we might not be embarrassed the way we were there with all the injuries and everything else. We were just unfortunate this year. We played woeful in games, I'm not too wise about it. And you make that step up, you really need to, every player really needs to be at it. And unfortunately for us, that wasn't the case.
No, you're right. For a lot of reasons, but you're right. All right, okay. All right. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Tillman,
Outstanding.
Aye. Just maybe a big tick in the box for the recruitment. It maybe does show that they're doing it's a hard job, recruitment Southside, to get right.
Aye, it is probably, at the age of what he was, and probably the academy programme that they set out when we were playing different teams. Maybe we seen them back then, and maybe one of the games that we'd played in youth levels, or you're maybe tracking them players that you've played against that you've seen. So maybe when we've been playing that type of programme, maybe we became aware then, or whatever reason. But it's been a good bit of business. Let's not kid ourselves. The recruitment for Malik Tillman at the moment has been fabulous. We brought a player in at that age. I just think he's a wee bit like, he reminded me a wee bit like Aribo when he first came in. He was getting pushed off the ball. He was out of games, no anonymous. Then he came up with a bit of magic and that. And I just think it's took him a bit of time to settle in. Same with Aribo. Didn't always play against them either. He get dropped in games for them. So, and same Tillman didn't really show up against them and that. And we were critical, but he's a young boy. I just think now he's starting to shine. He's in a good bit of form, and he makes our team tick. And it's all positive. What we're looking for, and with the new additions, 2 new additions that are in our team as well, we're looking for them to kick on, and we're just looking for more positivity. And I just think hopefully it'll just click into gear eventually, and we'll start to see hopefully more complete performances like we've seen against Hearts away.
You can see an involvement in the team if Raskin's going to be playing and Tillman's playing and Ben Davis is playing. And maybe Cantwell's playing in the right and Cholak is playing like he started on Saturday. The team is involved in the criticism, and that's with Ridvan and Tom Lawrence. So things are slowly moving, Stevie. Obviously, we've been really unfortunate with injuries, big man.
We have, and unfortunately, we spoke about him earlier on, but unfortunately for Gio, had a lot of injuries, and I think it was just a mixture of a lot for Gio, but as you said there, I mean, look at the guys that's not even mentioned there. The boy Ridvan, what age is he? What age is boy Ridvan? 20 odds, 22, 23?
That's about 21, I'll tell you in a second, mate. Give me one, I'll get his date of birth and everything.
They're starting to get a bit of youth into that squad. They're starting to get youth into the team. And if we can get them playing together and get as I said, Michael Beale, he's came on the back, he's a tactician. He's good, he can change a game and everything else. So I'm really excited at the fact that we can get a bunch of young boys playing a certain way and they're all out playing for each other, the camaraderie's there and everything else. We could be a dangerous bunch next season with a few more people getting added to the squad. Really can. Because we counted them one night on Rangers Radio. There's about 7 or 8 guys. Your Arfields, Stephen Davis, McGregor's, all these guys all of them are coming off the wage bill this year. There's no two ways about it. I can't see any of them being there next season.
Aye, Arfield disappeared, didn't he? I read the day he was injured, but I don't know how he got injured, Stevie, because he's disappeared.
He disappeared into Edmiston House because I was starting to listen to his interview. But listen, let's be honest, let's be fair to Scotty Arfield. He's one of the guys that we kept on that's come on and made an impact when he's come on. He's scoring goals every now and again when he comes on. Do you know what I mean? He's making an impact. But we spoke about it. I think there was something like 8 players we spoke about could possibly be gone away and freed up a hell of a lot of wages. And with a wee bit of fresh investment and any money for the Champions League last year, it gets spent this year, or how it works, I don't know. But in the top of goal, we could be a really good, youthful squad. You know, next season.
He'll be 22 in May, Redman.
Yeah, 22 in May. So he'll be 22 next season. So then you've got Tillman, he'll be 21, guys like that. You know, we're starting to get it together. We're really starting to get it together. And I'm glad. I know it's no ideal, but changing a manager halfway through a season, because it's letting Michael Beale see who he needs and who he doesn't. And it's letting him find his feet for us to be 100% serious about next season. And we've got to be, let's be honest, we've got to start getting silverware under our belt now.
Aye. The team could evolve quite quickly, Southside.
Aye, it's got to evolve, Ox. I think when we made the 6 or 7 signings that come in, I think when you're looking at it and you've got Ridvan, you've got Ben Davis. The one that I actually forgot about, Ox, and I think he only went out on loan for 6 months. And a lot of people have said Bill Devine might push Tav, but the boy Sikowski signed a 4.5-year deal and he went back to Poland on loan to play. And I don't know if Michael Beale will have a look at him when he comes back in the summer, because that'd been our young boy that would be pushing Tav in here. Because let's be honest, his performances have got to improve. His crossing and thingy and Sunday was terrible. Couldn't he beat the first man? But I was thinking about Sikowski, but I don't know if you think he'll have a chance. Maybe that'll get made permanent or something. But I just noticed that he went out for the 6 months. I thought we'd actually let the boy go back altogether, but it was only on loan.
No, he wasn't getting any game time, so you never know. Stranger things have happened. But we'll see where it takes us, you know. But even Fox, did you hear that? Were you shocked at that, Fox, and the goal at James Tavernier? It must be the first time ever.
Aye, 100%. No, listen, we've all got to be, and I think we are on this show, I think we're pretty fair. You know, the Bears that come onto this platform, but we're all kind of honest. Some is, every now and again, you'll say something through blue-tinted glasses, but we're all kind of fair on this platform, and when somebody's not playing well, you say it how it is, and you know, I mean, it's like the penalty kick we got there. It was never a penalty kick for me. You know, you've just got to say it how it is. And for Fox to turn around and talk about Tavernier like that, you know, guys, just the same as myself with Morelos. I mean, look at the amount of times I stuck up for Alfredo when people wanted him away. And I mean, he was only into his second or third season, they were wanting him gone because he was never on the park. But, I mean, how did it go for all these sending offs to absolutely nothing? No. Absolutely nothing. it tells you one thing. There's a bigger picture there. They were out to get the wee man. But anyway, James Tavernier, Fox bad-mouthing James Tavernier, I had to sit down. Couldn't believe it.
Must have forgot Hibs.
What was that, mate?
Must have forgot the Hibs game. He's talking about Alfie.
Oh, aye. What about teams in this country who want to pick what officials they have for games? Is that the way you go? You just pick who you get and who you can't get, eh?
Propaganda.
I just found out who was the fourth official and who was in the VAR room coming up for a game. So I was like, I just don't think referees should be doing VAR. I just don't get how you allow them to do VAR. And I mean, let's be honest, right? That decision for a handball for Partick Thistle against Kolak, I mean, let's be honest, it's a disgrace, is it? No. How can that be classed as a penalty, a deliberate handball? They might say the hand's in an unnatural position. Common sense tells you when they two players jumped, their arms were up. The boy was only a couple of yards away. He does the ball down as he's more or less landing back on his feet, more or less, or just landed. His arms are coming down. It's a natural thing that happens when you jump, let's be honest. And he can actually look at that and still give a penalty. Does that not just make a mockery of Everton?
What's worse is he didn't give the penalty and he's got a great view of it. Then goes to see it and hasn't got the power of his convictions to sit with his correct original call.
Well, see, the thing is, see at the game, obviously then the ball breaks, doesn't it? They have a shot. McGregor makes a save in it. The game sort of goes on a wee bit and then it stops. And then it's like VAR decision for penalty. You don't get to see on the screen what's happening, which probably people are watching it on the telly. So you're like, what is happening here? What penalty? Because I'll be honest, nobody anywhere round about me had any idea that ball had hit Kolak's arm or hand or whatever it hit. And then it just, there was, you just didn't have a clue, Ox. You had no idea.
All right, we're going to the last bit of the show. Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, I get it, mate. I get what you're saying. Frustration, the two of them with Stevie rightly points out. The two of them were never penalty kicks, were they? And look at our captain, so sportsmanlike, chipped the ball back to the goalie, Stevie.
Dear. It was a woeful penalty, but woeful. Absolutely woeful. But anyway, look, you're talking about VAR and all these things. You're just taking the bad refereeing for the park, and Southside's right. You're just taking the bad refereeing for the park and putting them up into a VAR room. The ref should never be in VAR. They shouldn't be in VAR. I mean, come on, the standard of refereeing in Scotland on the park's ridiculous. And then you get up and you're sticking them in front of a few telescreens. And let's be honest, the two penalties that were given in the game were penalty kicks. What could Kolach possibly do about that? Tell me what Kolach could possibly do. There was nothing he can do. It just happened. The boy heaved it a split second and it was off his on. Was it in an unnatural position? No jump for a boy, no. For me, the VAR decisions were woeful, and you're just taking bad refereeing and sticking them up and putting them into a room. They shouldn't be, the referees shouldn't be doing the VAR. I don't, they should have some independent body in doing that, no the referees, because I'll tell you now, I got a better sleep at night knowing it was the referees, because I'll tell you, this manky mob across the road are starting their crap about officiating and who was in this box and who they want and all the rest of it. And there's a big cup final coming up, and this is all to put pressure on whoever's doing the refereeing. Celtic's been moaning about refs and all the rest of it. And it's all in the back of a referee's head, and it's all propaganda, mate. I just hope the teddy bears are that good that day. We rip them apart, and we don't need referees. But they'll lie, they'll cheat, and they'll scratch, and they'll do everything to beat us, you believe me. And see if there's an instance what happened against Partick Thistle, do you think they would let us walk up the park and score a goal for sporting integrity? Absolutely not. Remember, this is a team that says they're a different identity, never mind sporting. No, so the bottom line for me is don't take the bad refereeing off the park and put it into a VAR room, because you're always going to get the same result, and it's starting to look that way. Any normal supporter.
That's plenty, Isaac.
No, let me finish. You could put any normal supporter, a Partick Thistle fan, a Rangers fan up in that VAR office, and none of us would have given their penalty kicks.
Oh, I would have given us a penalty.
Aye, you know what I mean.
So would I have. There's a stone wall.
Anyway, we've been joined by Alex Kelly. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, boys. Oxshire, Stevie, Southside.
How you doing, man?
Alex.
Oh, that was a good day. First word he said, congrats to all. Comedy Central. It was brilliant to listen to. But I tell you, Stevie, you've got a cheek to slag James for his singing voice. Your attempt for a Tillman song wasn't too clever here, Biggie.
That's because I never had my flute with me, and that's where it is. Backing me up there, Alex, you know. A good
James is his guitar right enough, didn't he? That was brilliant. No, but I'm glad you're touching on the VAR there. Obviously, I was at the game Sunday there with my dad.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, before they start. I know I haven't been for a couple of months.
We've got a Cliff Richard record for you. It's called Congratulations because you went to a game. Right, carry on.
No, but you were touching on the VAR, and that's obviously the first time I've experienced it, being inside the stadium. And I've got to be honest with you, it actually took away.
Experience for you as well, substitutes?
I actually paid for my tickets at Opera, aren't we? But no, honestly, it taken away for the experience. You just realise when you're going to the game, what is VAR all about and who's it meant to, improve? I think it's there to improve the TV punter, the armchair punter, because when you're in that stadium, the game stopped. It wasn't even a minute, and they were doing a VAR check, and I was like, what's happening here? Why are we getting a VAR? And it was when Malik Tillman threw the ball in the edge of the area, the first minute. But they don't, as the controversial incident, how VAR don't see that as a stamp and a red card on that boy, and then everything that happens after that wouldn't have happened. I just don't get it. The VAR it's ruining the game. It's taking the enjoyment out of the game. If you can't celebrate a goal because you don't know where something's got to get called back for a foul or an offside, players don't know what's happening, supporters don't know what's happening, and it's just ought to satisfy the armchair punter. What's your thoughts on that, guys?
I think the idea of VAR is to improve. I think I read an article on Alex, and I don't know if this is true, so please don't shoot me if it isn't. They reckon the referees get 92% of decisions right. And the idea of VAR was to get that up to 96, because obviously with free kicks, etc., it's subjective to people's opinion. But the idea was to take out, if you like, the howlers. Yeah. But no, it's VAR that's making the howlers. But they 2 penalty kicks, for instance, one for us and one's against us. And 2 of them on the penalty kicks.
Yep. What's your thoughts, Stevie, in Southside? Do you think it benefits the experience for them now?
Southside said it for me. You're at the game and you're going, right, what's the VAR for? There's no way in the world I've seen that hitting Kolach's on. No way. Because it was an absolute split second and it was at the edge of the box, getting headed in the way of the box. And I didn't know what it was for. And then when it was good, you don't know what it's good for till you get home and see it all again. And I'm telling you,
if they've got VAR there, they should be showing it on the screen. She should have the facilities to do it.
Right.
Southside.
Right. Can I say? Classic example, right? a classic example of VAR. We played Dortmund, right? We're drawing 2 each for them at Ibrox. Wee Alfie breaks away and scores, puts it upon the net. And VAR shows the referee only 2 angles, but doesn't show him the real angle for the back, the third angle of that. Now, surely if they're showing 1 angle or 2 angles and they've got maybe 3 or 4 different angles, they should be showing that referee every single angle. Because if that referee's seen that angle that we seen for the back that night, when he went out to check that telly, we'd have beat Dortmund 3-2 at Ibrox that night. And you're right, Ox, it's causing howlers itself now.
Aye, right. So what about the weekend there when the guy doing the Arsenal game never put the line? He forgot to put the line across to check if somebody was offside, south side.
I never seen any of the highlights, any of the games at the weekend, but it's unbelievable, innit? And I think Stevie's touched on it. I think sometimes, like today, you can see when you watch other games where they show different angles, and then when they go to VAR, sometimes they give them a still with this ball hitting their arm or this fit right on somebody's ankle. But sometimes you've got to look at it in real time as well, because sometimes, although you've been late and you've caught them, it doesn't automatically always mean it's got to be a red card. Because sometimes in real time, it's just a second. It's, you know, when you've just made that wrong move. Same with the stills at the show, Stevie, like you're saying with the VAR. It's just, Alex, the one for me was at Tynecastle. See, that night, it was VAR every other couple of minutes. You know what I mean? And you don't know what's... Well, obviously, we were scoring goals at the time and that, and it was a check. But even like that, Alfie looked half-side, and we were at the other end of the park. You could, you know, but it took nearly 2 minutes or something longer to come back with a decision. And it stops a lot of the game, but I think if it gets used correctly, which it isn't at the moment in a lot of situations, then it should make the game quicker and they should get decisions right. But unfortunately, you're seeing howlers, as Ox said earlier, and it's coming from VAR.
Well, big joy, Bill Davy, but I'm trying to ignore him. Carry on, boys.
Ox, can I say that? I think you're right. I think they should be showing you replays up in the screen. What's the point of having these screens up there if you're not showing you a replay? Because everybody, you know, we're wondering what it's getting taught for.
If the facilities are right, if you're doing it right, the VAR check, you should see what they're checking for, and then it should be shown on the screens because that's part of the entertainment. If they've got the facilities to do VAR, they should have to have the facilities also. Evening, David.
Oh, thanks for taking my call. Thanks very much. It was a great show, and I'll see you tomorrow.
He's up for call in a week.
He's just putting out a big owl noise, no deed.
Yeah. I liked that one he came away with the sunroof, you know, but that was a belter. I mean, I could see the cover going over the roof, but I don't know where the sun was coming from. It's not in the west of Scotland anyway. Anyway, what I'm talking about with VAR, I think what complicates it is too many referees don't know the rules right, I don't think. Because you hear somebody, it goes on the television and the guy will say, right, here's the VAR. And then there's a guy at the other end who's a referee and they contradict each other. So that's going to be sorted. Whoever's judging that, I don't think they should have if it's referees, I don't think they should be your neck of the woods anyway, because I just that complicates it, I think.
It's been a controversial thing, Alex.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I mean, even the referees are mic'd up to their assistants and the fourth officials. Why are we not going down the route? With the American football or the rugby, they explain why they've made that decision as well, and that would give you a wee bit more understanding to the crowd, again, rather than, you know, everybody at home getting the explanation and everybody that's in the stadium has not got a clue why they came to that decision. I think that would help the experience as well.
Fox's idea that you use it for goal line, offside decision, and the rest of the game is still subjective. It's up to the referee to get the right call. It's a fair comment.
Yeah. Goal line one's a good one. The only thing, Alex, is if you're thinking about it, right? See that game on Sunday, right? The referee's mic'd up and he turns round, he has the eyebrows and says, I've gave a penalty because that's a deliberate handball for Kolak. No, can you imagine the reception that's going to get?
I know.
He started my engine.
I would love to have heard his explanation why he didn't give a red card for the Tillman incident and then the red card after he scored. I'll give you an explanation. I've not got a clue what happened and I've not got a clue what I'm doing.
David,
See that incident with Tillman after he put the ball in the net, right? And then it was a pure bundle in on top of that boy. See if that had been us to do that, we'd have been charged with bringing the game into disrepute, and that's just because who we are. So something should happen. No, I'm not having a go at the Thistle, but it was out of order. It was really out of order.
Well, if you think back, Butcher and Woods ended up in court for no much, some pretty similar suicide.
Aye, they did. And Big Dunk and all. And unfortunately ended up.
I didn't get done for nothing. Absolutely.
Aye, he just fell out that mixtape, wasn't it? But aye, Davey, I thought it was shocking when we ended up in the ground. I would have said that's obviously comes under you've raised your hands. I don't know what player done it, but somebody decked him, and then the way they were running about him. So I thought. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I thought the ref would have done something about it, to be honest. But he chose. I think he ended up booting Borner and somebody else at the end of that. I think they two got a yellow card each. But aye, it was shocking the way he ended up getting less assaulted on the park after he scored the goal. Doesn't matter what they thought was right or wrong. At the end of the day, one of your players got accosted by their players. And I think we should probably have made something about it. But at the end of the day, we know what it's like, Davey. We just go on with it. We're Rangers and we sometimes just accept things and we say nothing, and other times we speak out, but sometimes we don't speak out enough when we should. That's always been my gripe. I think the PR at Rangers coming for a club should be a lot better.
God, with Sunday's game, we'd have took a man off and made it to the side, south. Davey, in you come, mate.
I was going to ask you another wee thing. See, regarding the cup final, has there been any who's disclosure about who's the referee?
Aye, they were announced today. Wait a minute, I'll get it for you. It's today.
Because I think that'll make a big difference to who wins that game.
It's that.
Nick Walsh.
Nick Walsh.
Nick Walsh.
Fourth official, Kevin Clancy. And the Bridgeman's favourite in the VAR room. Beaten. Beaten on VAR.
Well, we'll see what happens there.
So you said that.
On you go, Stevie.
No, I was just going to say no, sorry, on you go, Stevie.
Kevin Clancy, a man of integrity, fourth official, brilliant. And they're the ones across that city. It's causing all the propaganda saying that they're hard done to be refereeing. I'm afraid you watch that game back at Parkhead, I would go as far as saying he had his mortgage on Celtic to win that day. Sporting integrity, my God. I've never seen a game like it in my life. A referee, even when we Alfredo at the end done the stupid wee dive, he was in his back pocket getting the red card out before Alfredo hit the ground. Kevin Clancy, man integrity.
You could have stopped all that and blow the whistle. Anyway, AKN, you come.
I was just going to say, picking up on what Southside intimated there about no speaking up for the supporters. I don't know if, well, you've probably seen in the last couple of days, UEFA have been found guilty of their Champions League, and with no controlling the fans are putting them in an unsafe situation. Why did their club not take it up with UEFA? about the conditions our supporters were subjected to in Seville.
Oh, well, I think we've debated that long and hard, Alex. Yeah? And
I know, but
there was a big difference in the stadium wasn't suitable for that game. Like a lot of the Spanish should never have been played there in that stadium. Yeah, there was a lot of things wrong. Yeah, and I don't think what you're saying is you don't think the club hubby spoke to them. Do you know that to be true?
Well, we've never seen it.
But do you know
it's
it to be true?
It's never been highlighted.
You're saying things that you don't know to be true, mate.
All right, okay.
I can understand why your support want to keep having a go at your club. I just don't get it. Anyway,
sticking up for the support.
Southside, aye. There's a couple of games coming up. One on a plastic pitch, and then we'll get 2 games. And I'll come to Davey and Alex with us as well. Right. If these 2 next games are won, the Michael Beale starts being explosive. Southside.
Aye, I'm actually dreading watching this game on Saturday at Livingston, to be honest. I just hate going to the stadium and that, and that surface, it's just no conducive to good football. They train on it all the time, they're used to it. But it's a hurdle in Scottish football that we've got to face, and it's part of playing them in the league. So you just hope that when we play them, mate, we get a good win, and all our players any player comes back with an injury. I think that's all you hope, that when you're playing against Livingston. So I think about just get the win and nobody gets injured, to be honest. And to be honest, I don't really think like that any other week, like when we're playing on grass. It's just a thought you get that when you play them, and even when we were Kilmarnock, when they were in and that, and it's just a thought you get. You just always thought there's a good chance one of your players might pick up an injury, as has happened in the past. And it's never a good style of football, or a good game, to be honest.
No, I don't think we've had many games. I mean, the last one was exciting because we combined 1-2-1. It wasn't a great performance. It was, in fact, we were rubbish. Stevie, and then AK.
Plastic pitches, dearie me, in the Premier League shouldn't have happened. We can see why these wee teams do it. They do it for revenue and other stuff on these pitches morning and night. And just let me tell you, for injuries and everything else, they're absolutely no good. I mean, you heard what our manager says even about some of the grass parts. St Johnstone, he called it a cow field, if you cast your mind back. We need to get it right. I know the weather's no the greatest in Scotland, but look at Ibrox. Look at Ibrox.
Can I ask you a question then? What ground in Scotland is in the most games called off this season?
Plastic pitches.
Mental, isn't it?
Crazy. Absolute crazy, Ox. What you've got to remember is these are plastic pitches, 3 and 4G, whatever they call them. These are played on morning, noon and night. So Tony Macaroni's got Wayne's in there during the day playing in them. They're just... They try and water them to and everything else. It's crap. They're crap, man. And the grass parts in Scotland too, Motherwell, St Johnstone, teams like rubbish, absolute cow parts. Our manager's right. And it's down to the SFA. I mean, we know they couldn't run them in odds. We know what they're all about. But it's down to them. They need to start getting it right. They need to, the proper size of stadiums, allocations for tickets. They need to start getting it right. They really need to do that. I mean, we're what's the word I'm looking for? We're package in here in Scotland is just crap. It's crap.
Here's a stat for you, Stevie.
Our product.
Per head of population, there's more people in Scotland go to watch football than any other country in Europe. Horses.
Both fell off our chairs.
It's mental as it is.
Interesting start. There are probably too many clubs in Scotland, though. Let's be honest with you, the size of Scotland it is to keep them all going. But we've all got our own club to hold on to, and everybody wants to go and cheer that club on. So,
If you get the pyramid right and you can aspire to something, there's no reason why you can't keep the clubs, but the pyramid has to be right.
yeah, I get that. Well, there the classic example was watching Darvel there. You know,
Look at
what are
their
they?
pitch, Alex. Look at their
Aye,
one
brilliant.
bowling greens. You could have played bowls on
Yeah,
that.
it was. Aye, and fair credit to them. I mean, if what are they? A junior club. I think Darvel were classed as. You know, if they can get it right. Yeah. Well, if they can get it right with their parking, that there's no excuses for the rest of the professional clubs in Scotland, not. So well done, Darvel, for putting on the games, you know, with Aberdeen and Falkirk. But they got a good run at it anyway. But back to your point, Southside's right. It's all about the result on Saturday against Livingston, and then hopefully we focus on next Sunday. So if he gets 2 wins out of them, that's a fantastic start for Michael Beale as manager of the famous Glasgow Rangers.
Right. Trivia is the name of the game when Davy's on.
I've got another one.
Stevie and Southside, you keep putting us. We're playing Livingston at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, Davy, right?
Correct.
When was the last time we played an away game at 3 o'clock on a Saturday?
Oh, now you've got me now. Oh, I don't know that one. No, that's no my trivia. You carry on, guys. You answer that one.
No, Davy, you're the man. You come on, started throwing the trivia about.
Well, I've got to admit, I'm a Scooby.
Oh,
was it Queen's Park?
You were at the game,
I was going to say that, by the way.
3 o'clock on a Saturday, Southside.
The last one. You know I'm hopeless at this.
I've not got a clue neither. I'm asking you.
Was it at Ibrox? Aye, I'm guessing it was at
away
Ibrox.
Away game. 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Because think about it, all the away games are on the TV, aren't they?
Oh, no.
Anyway.
Go for Motherwell.
Somebody will dig it out, mate.
I'll get a guess at Motherwell. I'm taking a stab at Motherwell away.
Right, Davey, you've got 1 minute. Have you got one for us?
No, I'm not even guessing.
No. I thought you were coming on to try and catch the 2 Bruins out the boys.
No, I can't find my football manual, so I'm just trying to answer that.
If you look on your coffee table, it's under your sex manual.
My wife, she's planned that.
I'm glad you said that, Oxford, no me, because I wouldn't have been as diplomatic.
Well said, Mike, well said. Hope you're listening, folks. I'm ganging up me again.
Fox, I've got a wee trivia one for you, if you can squeeze it in.
Right, on you go. Make it quick.
3 players have scored a hat-trick in their debut for Rangers. Can you name them?
Colin Steen, Chris Boyd, and Alex Scott.
Negri.
Correct, Oxford. Well done.
I know you.
I'll be Giuseppe Davy.
What was that, Stevie?
I says, Alex, you're rubbish. Giuseppe Davy.
Here's a quick one before the show finishes. How many times has Queen's Park won the Scottish Cup?
Davey, we put that in bed last night. Gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. It's over to you. Last word for your good self, Davy boy.
Well, I'd just like to wish Nicola Sturgeon all the best in her retirement and no surrender and God save it, Charles.
Well said, Davy. Oh, thanks for taking my call. Well said, Davy. Goodbye, Nicola.
Oh, my heart bleeds.
Yeah.
Southside.
Aye, mate. Aye, it's been a good night, mate. We certainly covered a lot of topics. It was good to be on the night with my big mucker, Stevie, and your good self. So I'd just like to thank you for having us on. And let's get another victory on Saturday, Rangers. Looking forward to the game. Just win, the injuries. That'll do me, mate.
Stevie?
Brilliant wee show, great platform. Brilliant. All the boys have got their opinion on the night. Good to talk about our manager, but I must admit, I'd like to thank Rolf Harris for Australia and Calamity Jane Ashwell. The two of them made my night tonight. And I think James for Tennessee should be new called the Lone Ranger, singing that song about a horse. That was fantastic. That made my night, Ox. Where does this show take us?
Tennessee, Australia, the South Side and Lanarkshire. That's where it takes us. Listen, can I thank, obviously, James from Tennessee, not for his singing, for coming on, and of course, the one and only Big Al, my mate AK, and of course, the legend that is Lord Davey. Thanks to Southside and Stevie for joining us on the show, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Foxy boy. Oh, shit.